Good evening and welcome to the June 15, 2010 San Bruno Planning Commission meeting. Aaron, would you have the roll call, please?
Vice Chair Peterson.
Here.
Chair Chase.
Here.
Commissioner Biasotti.
Here.
And Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Mishra should be on his way. Commissioner Samut will not be able to be here tonight, and Commissioner Marshall had conflicts of interest on 2 of the 3 items, so he will not be here tonight as well.
Thank you. Vice Chair Peterson, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Thank you. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First item on the agenda, we have 2 sets of minutes from the one from the May 4th, 2010 meeting and one from the May 18th, 2010. I'd entertain a motion.
Through the chair,
Commissioner Peterson.
I propose the commission approve both sets of minutes, May 4th and May 18th.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, there are none, so they both clear. Very good. Next item is communications.
Just our normal communication that the e-packet can be found on our website, sanbruno.ca.gov, in the Community Development section under Planning Commission, and you can find all the staff reports and agendas there.
Thank you, Aaron. Next item would be public comment. Now, this is for items that are not on the agenda. If there's anybody here in the public wishing to speak on an item that is not on the agenda, please step to the microphone and give us your name and your street. Seeing none, I am going to close public comment on non-itemized, non-agenda items. And Aaron, you mentioned the announcement of the conflict of interest with Commissioner Marshall. Is anybody else here in conflict? Nope. Great. Okay, so we can keep going.
And through the conflict of interest we had is that his office is located too close to one of the homes that's on the agenda tonight, and then his wife's hair salon is located too close to the commercial shop on San Mateo Avenue.
Thank you. Okay, well, let's get into the meat of the thing here. Let's go with 524 Poplar Avenue. This is a request for a variance to continue an existing non-conforming setback and use permit to allow the construction of an addition with a total floor area of 2,072 square feet, 0.69, which exceeds the 0.55 FAR guideline per sections 12.124.010 and 12.200.030.B2 of the San Bruno zoning ordinance. Staff report, please.
Good evening, Commissioners. As indicated, the item before you is a request for a use permit as well as a variance to allow an addition to an existing residence at 524 Poplar Avenue. The applicant would like to extend the living space to the rear of the existing property. And as you noted from your site inspection, the neighborhood does consist of many San Francisco-style homes constructed at 0 lot lines. The property in question is 25 feet wide, and the existing home is built all the way to the property line, so there is no setback with the existing residence. The applicant is requesting the use permit to extend extend the living space, or a net increase of 175 square feet, as they will also be demolishing the enclosed patio that's located to the rear of the property. The variance is to extend the living space along the left side of the property and maintain that 0-foot setback, and that would be so they can get a code-compliant stairwell to access the first and the second floor of the residence. Right now, the stairwell is very steep and it does empty right into the garage, also having a non-conforming garage as far as depth. So by reorienting the stairwell, they will have a deeper garage where they'll be able to park a vehicle, and they'll also be able to make that stairwell more code compliant. So as a result, at the second story, they're requesting to extend the living space to accommodate that stairwell as well as expand the dining area. This item was reviewed by the Architecture Review Committee. And at that meeting, there was, staff expressed the concern that was conveyed from the neighboring property owner that this addition along the zero setback on the left side would impact their privacy as well as the light into their property. They're also, as you see from the site plan, most of their residences as well at a 0-foot setback, and then it does step in and jog back right around where this addition is proposed. So the Architecture Review Committee did discuss that concern and requested that the applicant take another look at the measurements, because we kind of compared the Google map with the site plan that you have in your packet. And when the architect went out and did more accurate measurements to verify the location of the neighbor property, they realized that the addition would extend about 2 feet beyond where the neighbor's common 0-foot setback is. So it would extend about 2 feet where their property jogs back their house. So the applicant did revise the plans. The other recommendation of the committee was to pull in the right side. It was also proposed at 0 feet to meet the setback requirements, and the applicant has made that change that you have before you in your packet. One issue that I do want to note is the committee also recommended that the deck to the rear meet the 3-foot setback. So staff is recommending as a condition of approval that the plans be modified to meet that 3-foot setback, and that a 5-foot privacy wall be installed along the deck. It is shown on the plans, but we're asking that it be moved in 3 feet and that the deck be set back to be compliant with the side yard setback. As noted, you do have a letter from the adjacent neighbor. I've spoken with him on several occasions, sent him a copy of the plans. He's out of town, wasn't able to make this meeting. But as indicated, he does have concern with the height of the addition as well as the portion of the addition that extends along the 0-foot setback, that it would have an impact onto light into his property. You also have before you the Sustainable Buildings checklist. Our apologies, that was not included in the packet. Be happy to try to answer any of your questions. The applicant is also here this evening. And Aaron, is there anything you want to add?
Just a couple things. The first one is related to the deck. The way the findings are written now assume that the condition that the deck be set back 3 feet. I don't think it would be possible to make the findings of approval unless that deck was set back 3 feet. And I think it's something that's easily accomplished. So that's something that is reflected within the conditions of approval. The second thing is, regarding the neighbor's issues, the neighbor did provide a letter objecting to it. I apologize. As staff, we usually try to work out these issues beforehand and not bring you unresolved issues. But I think this is one where staff is still confident in the findings for approval as they're drafted, as the addition is laid out now. If the Planning Commission did have concerns, though, you could consider, I think one mitigating factor could be the overall roof height and lowering the roof height for some of the neighbors' concerns. But as the way it's proposed now, we still are confident in our recommendation.
Thank you.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Peterson.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your last 3 words.
I said, the staff is still recommending approval the way the plans are now, with the addition of the 3-foot setback on the deck.
Okay, thank you.
One question. On the Exhibit B, the photographs, subject site is obviously the top picture. So 526, is that either one of these homes below it?
Lower to the left.
Lower to the left?
Right. And also, when you look at the plans submitted by the applicant, you can see on the sheet there is photographs, and one of them, it does show the rear deck and somebody standing on the deck, and then you can see that side of the property where there's 2 windows. That would be the side the neighbor's expressing concern about.
So that last photo down on the bottom on the right-hand side,
right, yes.
That's
correct.
the neighbor's house
That's
who's
correct.
concerned. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions of staff? No? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Is the applicant present? Would you mind stepping to the podium there and stating your name and street for the record, please?
My name is Anita van Kimmenaar, and I'm a co-owner at Poplar Avenue, 524. My husband is Scott Power, and he's not present today. He's in the Netherlands, so. So I want to give a little bit more of an explanation regarding conversation with the neighbor. I did not get in contact with him directly, but both my husband and I have left some messages to really explain to him what the outline of the plans are. And from the letter that we received from him, it looked like he was not quite clear what the final plans would be, because the way he describes, like for instance the deck, is that we could grab into his windows and touch his property, and that's the case right now because that's an open deck on the property line, and none of us likes that. So we really would like to change that one and put a privacy wall over there, and that is also explained in the plans. So I made it very clear to him that that is not the case anymore. We would have a privacy wall over there, and then we would prefer to keep that privacy wall on the property line and then go in with a new deck, because that's existing right now, and then with a newer deck go in 3 feet. But again, depending on staff and what you appreciate is which way to go. But I explained that to him. The other part what I explained was that he was really concerned about the height, and we're only 2 feet out compared where he is. We don't even overlap with our addition to where his windows are. So we really do not see too much of an impact on the windows that he has on that side. And one of the reasons that we really would like to get the height is all the houses are, the rooms in the houses are reasonably small, which I kind of like, but I also like some open feeling to the house. And just make it a little bit higher. We can actually move windows on the west side of the house, so we can get actually light in that area, because we cannot have the side windows, and also get a more roomy feeling. And so we believe that that would not have any impact on his light, or not significantly. And then the third point, he pointed out that potentially the build out from us would be devaluate his house, and I told him, I said, there should be no reason why we should devaluate your house. It should only improve. So those are the 3 comments I made to him.
Great, thank you. We'll bring it back to the commissioners for any questions of the applicant.
Oh, through the chair.
Go ahead, Commissioner Mishra.
A question for the applicant. Looking at this sustainability checklist.
Yeah.
And I see that, I don't know if you filled this out or your architect did.
My husband did.
Oh, your husband did. Line item number 11 speaks to stormwater management through landscaping, etc., but I don't see any landscaping plans. So that was one question, and then similar to that, he's checked off water conservation, plumbing fixtures, but I don't see additional work for bathrooms or anything like that. Is that something you're doing, or was it just checked off?
Well, we already have done that. We remodeled our bathroom about 2 years ago and put all low flush toilets in, and shower heads with low flush.
So that's not included as part of this project? It's been done before?
No, that's done before, correct, yes.
Thanks.
Any other questions of the applicant? Okay, thank you very much. I will now open it up to public comment. Is there anybody here from the public wishing to speak on this particular item? Okay, seeing none, I will close public comment, bring it back to the commissioners for action, discussion.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Mishra.
I do have a question for the commissioners that were on the ARC panel. And
There's only one here.
Oh, there's one here. On what their confidence level is for the items that were supposed to be resolved.
Well, we had also, we had some discussion around some of these areas, and I just really, I think the effort has been, not just the effort, it actually, the areas have been changed with recommendations, and I'm supporting the project.
I guess through the chair myself, I guess I have one question of the applicant. I'm sorry, would you mind just stepping back up to the podium? What am I supposed to say? Aaron had spoken to the subject conditions of approval, and being that there are some that are stating you have to change the plans a little bit, have you read through all those conditions, and are you okay with that?
Yeah, so the conditions you're talking about is the deck in
Right.
particular? Yeah, I'm okay with that. You know, if that's the general recommendation, I'll perfectly happy to do that.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah.
Through the chair.
Vice Chair Peterson?
I move that the commission approve variance 10-1 and use permit 10-6 based on findings of fact 1 through 8 and conditions of approval 1 through 24.
Second?
Okay, there is a motion and a second. Is there some issue?
Just double checking that you opened and closed public hearing.
Yeah, I did, I just don't have a gavel.
Okay, that's what was missing.
Okay. So there's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Passes. There is a 10-day appeal period, so good luck. Thank you. Next item. 460A, San Mateo Avenue. This is a request for a use permit to operate a used bookstore within the CBD Central Business Zoning District per Chapter 1296.120C5 of the San Bruno zoning ordinance. Staff report, please, Matt.
Thank you and good evening. As stated, the applicant has applied for a use permit to operate a used bookstore within the Central Business Zoning District. The site is located on the east side of San Mateo Avenue in the 400 block and is currently developed with a commercial building that has 2 storefronts. One storefront is currently vacant and the other storefront is currently occupied by a restaurant. The vacant storefront measures approximately 450 square feet and is developed with a storage room, 1 bathroom, and an open, large display area. The display area will contain 4 bookshelves and a folding table. The proposed retail's hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Additionally, the applicant has indicated that a book club will meet on Monday and Wednesday evenings between the hours of 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. One thing that is important to note is the reason why we're here tonight is that the project requires a use permit because for the use of secondhand sales. This is something that we'll probably revisit during the zoning code update and possibly could be allowed outright. Nevertheless, the use permit is required at this time. When looking at the use permit application, we really looked at the surrounding businesses on San Mateo Avenue, and as you know, there consists many commercial retail establishments, as well as restaurants and various commercial recreation facilities. Staff does find that this proposed use is consistent with the retail establishments on San Mateo Avenue. Additionally, the foot traffic will increase during Monday and Wednesday evenings when the book club members meet at the site, which will benefit the surrounding businesses. Staff is supporting the project and recommends that the Planning Commission approve the use permit application based on findings of fact 1 through 3 and conditions of approval 1 through 13. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, any questions of staff here from the commissioners? Okay, seeing none, thank you very much, Matt. Is the applicant present? Would you mind stepping to the podium there and stating your name? And perhaps maybe give us a brief description of what this is all about.
Joseph Richard, and I'm the originator of the so-called Dove House. The place will be called Dove House. It's a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and I have been operating in South San Francisco for a year, pretty successfully, but the rent there was kind of prohibitive, so I, in this new place in San Bruno, was the lease was much better, so I decided to move. I suppose that the idea, when you say secondhand bookstores, has a connotation of something dingy, or, but my idea is to have near mint condition books as often as I can, and not very dingy and dilapidated sort of merchandise. I'm a retired clergyman, and I thought this was my project to, instead of spending 10 hours a day watching television. I thought to do something worthwhile for the community. My ideal is to, I think in our modern society, if we could get people to read and to think more, and so that's the idea of affordable books, and then this idea of book clubs, if I can, anybody interested to form book clubs or sort of support groups, perhaps for parenting or psychological book discussion clubs, things of that sort. I don't know what else to say.
I think you probably said it all. That's great.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Johnson.
And during, it'll be primarily sales, will you be offering any, there are oftentimes bookstores that have sort of this coffee house feel. Will you have anything like that, or any other items for sale besides books?
Not that I can foresee.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And your bookstore in South San Francisco, do you find that there's a tremendous amount of traffic at any particular hours, more so than others?
It wasn't ideal in the sense it was South San Francisco, there's a big Hispanic community that I didn't really service. I didn't have enough Spanish books for them. They would come in, kind of discouraging, but trying to work on that. But I'm sure San Bruno has a Latino community. I'll try to service them as best I can.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Any other questions of the applicant from the commissioners? Okay, seeing none. Thank you very much, and I will now open it up to the public. Anybody in the public wishing to speak on this item, please step to the microphone. Seeing none, I will close it and bring it back to the commissioners for discussion, action.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Johnson.
I move that the Planning Commission approve use permit 10-012 and based on findings of facts 1 through 3 and conditions of approval 1 through 13.
Second.
There's a motion and a second on the floor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Those opposed? There are none. Okay, it has passed. There is a 10-day appeal period, and thank you very much. All right. The last item on our agenda is 1053 National, lots 3 and 4 at the crossing. I do have one question on the, before we get started on this. It does say here on our agenda that it's that they're requesting a period of 2 years at the crossing, but yet in our staff report it says 1. And I'm
Should be 1
sorry,
year.
I apologize for not getting here earlier to ask you that question off camera, but is it 1 or is it 2 years?
A 1-year extension.
Okay. So it's a tentative parcel map extension request for a period of 1 year at the crossing, parcels 3 and 4, pursuant to San Bruno Municipal Code sections 1236-270. That's it. Okay. Lisa, staff report.
Thank
please.
you. As the Commission recalls, you previously approved a tentative parcel map to allow condominium development at the crossing parcels 3 and 4. Then the Planning Commission did grant an extension to the parcel map that would bring the expiration date to June 20th, 2010. The applicant has submitted its final map. The Public Works Department has just about completed their review of that, and I believe it is on the agenda for a City Council hearing on June 22nd. So we were being quite conservative in asking for this 1-year extension of the map. So it's pretty much in process, ready to go forward to City Council to accept the final map. And the applicant is also here if you have any other questions.
Great, thank you. Any questions of staff? Okay, thank you. The
Thank you.
applicant is here. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you could step up and give us your name if you choose. If not, you know, I'm gonna, is that okay? Is that proper? Is that all right?
Thanks.
Oh, I gotta make sure.
Walter Armour with SNK SB Crossing LLC. As Lisa said, I think we're potentially a gap of about a week or two between the deadline on the tentative and the hopeful approval of the final. So we appreciate the extension.
Okay, thank you. Okay, any questions of the applicant? Go anywhere yet? Does anybody have any of the commissioners have any questions of the applicant? No? Okay, now, thank you very much. Not trying to be funny. Okay.
You're doing it.
I'll now open it up to the public. Okay, there is no public, so I'm going to close public hearing on this particular item, bring it back to commissioners.
It's a resolution.
Pardon me?
Resolution.
Oh, it is a resolution, that is correct. All right.
A motion, and then we can start the roll call.
Through the chair,
Commissioner Biasotti.
make a motion that the Planning Commission adopt resolution for the extension of the tentative map 06-03 for 1 year.
Resolution.
Second on the motion. Okay.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Peterson?
Aye.
Chair Chase?
Aye.
Commissioner Biasotti?
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson?
Aye.
Commissioner Mishra?
Aye.
Okay. Congratulations, you have a 1-year extension. There is no appeal period on that. So, the next item on our agenda this evening is discussion. City staff discussion. Seeing none, hearing none.
Just a quick one. July 15th, ARC members. Commissioner Biasotti. I'll put down Commissioner Marshall and Mishra with Chase as well.
That was
All
July
right.
15th?
Huh?
July 15th?
July 15th. And then the second thing is we will be releasing the draft transit corridor plan within the next 2 weeks. So anyone at home that wants to read the public review draft is looking at land uses, will direct private and public spending in the area surrounding the new train station over the next 10 years. It probably really is the most exciting planning document that we've had in San Bruno in a long time. So I encourage all the planning commissioners to take a look at it. It'll be posted on our website that's dedicated to this, planbruno.org. So you could go to that website, and there's already information up there on the planning process, and the document will be posted there within the next, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks.
Great. And once again, great job on the staff reports. They were real fabulous. I like the historical element of the dove. That was a good touch. Thank you. Okay. Any commissioners have anything that they'd like to mention here while you have the microphones? Okay.
Through the chair, it's
Yes.
just the aspect of this sustainability checklist, making sure that they check things that they're actually doing, which is, otherwise I'm going to start asking them for a full report. Thank you.
Yeah, good point.
Okay.
Through the chair.
Commissioner Johnson.
I will not be at the next meeting. I know I keep announcing that, and my trip keeps getting canceled, but I will not be at the July meeting.
Through the chair.
Yes,
When that
Commissioner
document is ready, can you send me a link to that or a reminder?
Yes, we'll send everyone a link.
Thank you.
You're up, Commissioner Peterson.
Through the chair, I'd like to ask staff when the additional elevations were received for the item that they were emailed out late, so they weren't in the original staff report. Why were they late?
I don't think it was a matter of being late. I think it was a matter of a copying error where one of the elevations got stuck, and so it didn't get copied in the packet that was distributed. And then Matt and Laura found it out last second, and then emailed it to everyone.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, well, this meeting is now adjourned.